The Philippines has become one of the world's fastest-growing economies under President Benigno Aquino III, after decades of weak political leadership. Now the country's resurgence hangs in the balance as voters choose a new president for the next 6 years. A former US colony, the Philippines used to be one of Asia's wealthiest countries. Manila was called the Pearl of the Orient, with its neoclassical architecture and efficient tram system. Then it turned into a soap opera, under a succession of autocratic or scandal-plagued leaders. Ferdinand Marcos received billions in US military aid when he became president in 1965.
The proclamation of martial law is not a military takeover.
But he declared martial law and crushed the democratic opposition while ruling unpredictably with his wife Imelda. Over 100,000 people were killed, jailed or tortured, according to Amnesty International.
On the final year of the dictatorship, the economy was dead. No investors would not want to come. Even our local investors, they couldn't invest because the government wasn't moving anymore.
Mr. Marcos squandered billions of dollars on vanity projects like the Bataan nuclear power plant. It cost $2.3 billion, a huge investment for the developing country, but was never even switched on by Mr. Marcos's successors. The national debt ballooned from $2 billion to $30 billion. Some of it is still being repaid.
We continue to see the effects of that. Corruption is still very, very, very bad, and we believe that it's part of what was established during the regime.
In 1986, Mr. Marcos fled to Hawaii, having stolen $10 billion in public funds, according to official estimates. Imelda's legendary shoe collection symbolized their profligate regime. That same year, the People Power Revolution brought Corazon Aquino to power. Although Mrs. Aquino restored democracy, she presided over a period of economic drift, just as other economies around Southeast Asia were taking off. A wave of Filipino nationalism forced the US military out of the country. Economic reforms under President Fidel Ramos began to turn the tide.
We are today being hailed as the new Asian Tiger Cub.
But they were not built on by his immediate successor. Movie star Joseph Estrada captured the public's imagination when he became the next president. But he lasted less than 3 years, ousted by a second popular uprising in 2001. He was later jailed for corruption. Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo faced more scandals, including allegations that she rigged the 2004 election. She too is now battling corruption charges and denies wrongdoing.
Congratulations.
Benigno Aquino III, Corazon Aquino's son, took office in 2010, promising to stamp out corruption and grow the economy.
My parents sought nothing less and died for nothing less than democracy, peace, and prosperity. I shall carry the torch forward.
Since then, the Philippines has won a series of credit rating upgrades. Foreign investment and tourist numbers have hit record levels, and the country's reputation has improved. Yet the Philippines' gains are reversible. It remains hamstrung by bad infrastructure, poverty and corruption.
Manila is 20 million people in the daytime and 12 million at night. Almost as big or even bigger than Mexico or Beijing or Shanghai. So as a metropolis, it's huge. And it's overbearing and overwhelming. And we don't have any mass transport system. We used to have before the Second World War erupted, but that disappeared.
All the candidates aiming to succeed Mr. Aquino in June have pledged to fight corruption and boost economic growth. The big question is whether the winner will succeed in maintaining the Philippines' momentum or allow it to reclaim its old status as the sick man of Asia.